You ready?
Everybody, welcome to number 2 of our whatever we're calling it. Do we know what we're calling this?
Jim Runge in real life.
Jim
or
Runge
just
in real life, I guess. That's what Stacey says. She's the boss.
WTF is Jim Runge. How do you like that one?
Well, but isn't Mark Maron already?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's Whip, not. Okay, we'll have to think on that more. Maybe we should take suggestions. We're gonna take suggestions
on that, and that actually leads us into. We had great feedback last week. People's, I know people are always bullshitting me, so maybe they're lying, but it seemed like we got great feedback from it. And people, please let us know if there's a subject that you want to talk about, or if there's something you want to talk about.
A story to
share. You have questions on something, anything that we'll try to get to them all, and we'll hopefully even have people on. This is all the process. We're still figuring it out. So don't forget to subscribe and share. We want to reach out to people, especially with when we start getting into the Parkinson stuff and living with that, and maybe even advice for people wanting to get on the road, or education for kids, or whatever it is. We want that feedback. So please, subscribe. Let people know about it if you think it's worthy. If you don't think it's worthy, fuck off and go away.
You can't say that on television.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. This is mine.
Okay.
For once, I don't have somebody telling me what to do. I can do it. Say what I want.
That's true.
So some sad news that my friend and our friend Mojo Nixon died. I want to send my condolences to Jeremy at Sirius and all the Sirius Outlaw Country people. I just want to put on my I know it's a huge loss for them, but it was through them that I met Mojo. I didn't met Mojo as a rock star and musician. I met him as a DJ on Sirius FM, and that's how we became friends. He was a huge music fan, huge NASCAR fan. I don't know how many people know he had a NASCAR show on Sirius. He was crazy, and he was out there. But I don't know if anybody took a chance to read. I posted it on Facebook. His obituary or the words that Sirius put out and Outlaw Country put out to describe he went out playing. He did a show the night before. He went out for breakfast with his friends, and died of a heart attack. So he went out the way he would want to go out. So and make it a hell of an uncomfortable day for everybody on his ship, because they have to get his body back. That's so fucking Mojo. Had an interesting week. Met my new friend Tracy, who's working with a new artist, and drove 2 hours to get some advice from me, and hopefully I didn't waste her time too much. But we had a good conversation, and good luck to her on that. Also had a interesting conversation with the folks at Back Lounge on talking diagnosis or taking diagnosis on the road, which is obviously relevant to me. We all had different things going on, but it was interesting. It was mostly European. At least the people at the Back Lounge is a European organization. So, we have some news. We're gonna go. Stacy and I are gonna redo our vows, because when we got married a couple of years ago with a post-apocalypse wedding with our good friends Wendy and Mark Clark and Anthony and Rich Pfluger and who else?
Andrea Jenkins.
Well, they didn't come into town, but people that came into town for it.
She gets to be counted.
Yeah, and all Stacey people. We had a lot of for being it was basically in a parking lot and things. So if anybody wants, our good friends at All Access Pass made these up for the wedding. We still have some. If anybody wants them, just send us your address. So we've decided to redo our vows because so many people couldn't come. We had a lot of people on Zoom, and we'll probably do the Zoom again. Hopefully Mark Clark is available for that. And we're hoping to recreate it. Have everybody come in on Friday night and do a meal together. Saturday get married, and then Sunday everybody stick around and do a dive bar day in which Wendy and Anthony can definitely and Jerry Ohm can definitely attest to that was an amazing weekend. So we want to kind of recreate this weekend, and now that people can travel and not worry about the plague, we can all get together and have some fun together. So please mark your calendars. It'll be the weekend of September 12th, 2025. So a year from September. So you got plenty of time to plan. No excuses for not being there. You bring a tent, camp in our backyard. So yeah, I think that covers that. I wanted to talk a little bit about, and I don't know where this is going. I've only slightly put it into my head. But talking about Parkinson's and what I'm living with and how I'm doing. And so I basically decided a few months ago to go off my meds because they weren't really having any. They were costing a lot of money. They were giving me bad side effects. Like I was nauseous all the time. I was throwing up. I couldn't work. It was uncomfortable. And it was having zero effect. They told me that I should be back to normal for a few years, and that no effect. Then I'd probably be in a wheelchair. Well, I never got the positive effects of it at all. And they wanted to put me on new drugs that, believe it or not, and I heard a podcast recently to confirm this. This is a true story. The doctor asked if I had any, after being on it for a month, he asked if I'd had any side effects like gambling. And this is true. I heard this on a podcast that this woman went through $300,000 worth of gambling in a year. Gambling, lost that much, and 2 days after going off, it was completely cured of that. But however, she also went back to it, lost all of her. As soon as she went off the medicine, she stopped gambling, but she also lost all the positive effects of it. Well, I've seen no positive effects. I feel better not being on it. I've also controversially decided. I mean, I know a lot of people have relatives with Parkinson's. I personally don't see the good of preserving my mind when my body's destroyed. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'd rather go being somewhat healthy than do that. Also, Stacy's 15 years younger than me. I don't want her to spend the prime of her life wiping my ass. Stop. And having to take care of me and get me there. As of now, I'm functioning. I walk. You probably wouldn't notice that I have a hard time walking, but I do. I don't know how long I'll what it is. I mean, Michael J. Fox, who's had it for years, normally breaks 3 bones a year on average. I mean, Billy Connor, the Scottish comedian, I can't think of his name right now, but he's also. I've read interviews with him, and he's breaks bones all the time from falling. I have not fallen once yet. I have to be careful with my walking. It's a drag. It's one of the reasons that I don't really miss the road that much, because I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. One of the things I enjoy about being on the road is checking out new places and walking, and that's pretty much gone for me. And as my muscles get more and more rigid, there's more pain. My arms, my legs lock up. So far I haven't had much of this. It's like little things, like you can tell I'm probably drooling a little bit. I don't have any problem swallowing, but sometimes I forget to swallow, and I have to think about swallowing. and that's something that's going to be a factor. But it's basically all the muscles like just stiffen up. I mean, that's really what's going on, and I don't know how long. You know, they gave me 5 years while I was taking the medication. I don't know when I'd be in a wheelchair, and so I don't know what's the long-term diagnosis. Nobody does. It's just kind of your body just slowly dies, and it's on its own mission. So it's kind of going the way that it wants to go, and I'm letting it go that way for now, and live as good a life as I can while I can, and not prolong it into being a vegetable and being like I don't see any reason or joy in that, and being a burden to the people in my life. So that I think that's do you have anything?
You're never gonna be a burden to me, dingus. I love you.
I love you too, but yes, I am. You deserve better than that. There's no reason at your age that you have to sit there and take care of me.
I just need to make money.
You will always have my love. I want to die looking you in the eyes and holding my hand, but I don't want to be a burden to you.
You won't, baby. I just need to find a way to make money, and we'll be good. Always love you.
So, I think that's it for this edition. Want to get this on. We want to try to do at least one a week. I think, is that a goal?
That's a good goal. Maybe more.
Maybe more, but we'll try to do at least one a week. We want your feedback. We want this to be interesting. I know we were talking about me, which has to be fucking boring, but so people seem to be okay with it, and it just gives me into something to do and something to get it off my back. So I appreciate you listening. Again, any feedback, please share, please subscribe. Please give us any feedback you want. Please send anything, any reminiscing, I know I'm repeating this, but I'm just repeating this. But anything you want, anything you want to say, the comments have been great, and have been nothing but positive comments. I appreciate all of you. We'll see you next time.